Hi, guys. Welcome to another episode of the Beauty Pop Podcast. I'm Victoria.
And I'm Jen. And Victoria says today's a great day because she's sweating and she needs some face cleansers.
We are talking about cleansers today for all different types of situations. And yes, it's beautiful today on the East Coast. We finally hit the 70s. Feels like spring. It's sunny out. We just took the dogs for a really long walk and I'm like completely sweating. And I'm looking now at my wipes and all my cleansers. And I'm like, I cannot wait to get in the shower. But before we do that, you have 3 cleansers?
I do.
Right? And I've got 4. And I think we'll just go back and forth because these are all of our tried and true cleansers. I have gone through during the pandemic. I did the, like you with the FabFitFun box. I did the Allure Beauty box.
Love those.
And a lot of new cleansers came my way. And so I was able to try different brands that I wouldn't necessarily seek out and found some real gems. So I'm excited to talk about this today. And especially now that the weather is getting warmer. You're in LA. I've been seeing the rain is gone.
Sort of, for a little while. But the last couple of days in Easter Sunday, which is when we're actually doing this, couple days after Easter, it was absolutely perfect. It was like 78 degrees. It was a nice cool
beautiful
breeze, but warm in the sun. Yeah, I spent a lot of time outside on Saturday and Sunday just because it felt so good. You know, after the winter, you feel cold on the inside. And so those first few days of nice weather, you start to feel like you're like coming out of your shell again. It's exactly how I've been feeling.
Like your bones are kind of thawing.
Exactly.
Yeah. And this is the time when I start really paying more attention to cleansers. I
know.
Because I do have dry skin, but the thing is, if you let your skin stay too dry, then the oil builds up and then you can get breakouts and it becomes like this vicious cycle. So I consider springtime, especially like, early to mid-April, this is like the cleansing
it's
season.
Refreshing your skincare, I think, lightening things up maybe as things get warmer, or maybe, like you said, making sure you're not leaving anything behind.
Right. And I focus a little bit less now on exfoliation, that's my winter focus. So I do a little bit less of the exfoliating because I already we're looking at each other on camera and my skin is like pink from the sun. So I have very sensitive skin and sensitive to sun. So I don't want to go in tonight in the shower and start like scrubbing my face.
I know.
Like that. Now I'm shifting to something a little more gentle. So
let's get started because
we've got some good stuff.
Yeah, you've got 4, I've got 3. So why don't you start?
So let's pick up with last week. We talked about shaving because we were getting our legs ready to be out in the daylight.
It's
which is not fun for either of us. Yeah. And so I talked about how much I love Billie razors and the Billie shaving cream. Well, Billie is number 1 on my cleansing list because I am not a fan of makeup wipes. First of all, they're horrific for the environment. They end up in a landfill. So I hate them for that. But for years, even before like I was focused on the environmental impact of it, I never found makeup wipes that didn't leave a gross residue.
They're
on
kind
my
of
face.
sticky.
And I would see celebrities. Kim Kardashian leaps to mind. At the time, she was really into, I want to say it was like the Neutrogena wipes. And she was like, oh, I take my makeup off at night and I just leave it and go to bed. Well, if I did that, it would feel greasy and like my skin was being suffocated. It just had a film. And I when I clean anything, whether it's the dishes or my face, I cannot have any film residue left. It drives me nuts. So I was shocked when I got free makeup wipes from Billie when I ordered the shaving kit, like the razors and the shaving cream and the travel holder and all that. And I got a sample of their wipes, which are 100% biodegradable. They're infused with hyaluronic acid. They have cleansers built in, and they have this delicious texture that it's like the softest. One side is really soft. The other side is slightly, it has a slight texture to it. So if you want to kind of scrub a little bit, these things, because I always readily admit that I sleep in my makeup way too often. I don't wear makeup a lot. I like usually once a week if we go out, but I end up pretty much almost always sleeping in my makeup. These have helped combat that a little bit because it is easy to just, even if you're in bed, swipe it over your face. But the nice thing about this is not only do they remove all of the makeup and they don't leave that sticky residue feeling, but because you're getting the serum that's soaked in it. So you've got the cleansers and you've got the hyaluronic acid serum. It's almost like doing a treatment and a cleanse in one.
Yeah.
Which is like, I mean,
which is really
that's
nice.
the best thing that, that for me, for wipes, if I'm going to actually feel clean, the evidence is on the, on the wipe. It's gone from my face, and I'm still left feeling moisturized because there's no alcohol,
Mhm.
or if there is, there's very little alcohol. So you don't get that dry, parched feeling after using the wipes, which I've used a lot of different makeup wipes.
Right.
And I've either been left with skin that's so dry and like it's ready to crack, or I've been left with that gross film and residue. So the Billie wipes, I don't know how they got into going from legs to face, but I'm really happy that they did, because these wipes are incredible. They also have a really delicate fragrance to them, which is nice. And it's not like too perfumey.
Mhm.
It's not, anything that's going to be harsh on your skin. And if you have sensitive skin like I do, I mean, these are good for all types, all skin types, but especially if you are someone who struggles with sensitive skin, these wipes are going to be your jam. And you get a massive pack. They're 25 huge wipes, even though it looks like, it's like looks like a
That's
big,
gigantic, actually, for
diaper
25.
wipe
Yeah.
pack. And it's cheap. All this stuff is inexpensive. That's what one of the things that I talked about with the razors. You get the whole starter kit for $10.
That's amazing.
And the wipes, I don't remember. I'll look it up. We'll post how much the wipes are, but they're very inexpensive. The pack lasts a long time, and and also the biodegradable part. I love that too. So that gets my vote for best wipes ever.
I'm excited because I do occasionally like wipes because
They're good
I
for
can
travel.
it's for travel because then you don't have to take an eye makeup remover. My thing is I use a full face of makeup, as I've said many times on the podcast. And so when
you would need 2 wipes. You would have to do 2 wipes.
Probably.
Yeah, because and
in the past,
but then I think you would find, though, I want you to try them, because I think you would find, like, even if you're just totally exhausted
Mhm.
and you have to crash right into bed without doing anything else, you'll wake up the next morning and your skin's going to feel really soft because of the serum that's in it.
This, I use Neutrogena wipes pretty religiously. That's kind of my go-to brand. And I like it because it's not sticky. Someone gave me a package of MAC wipes not so long ago, and I literally felt like I had to wash my face after I used them, which kind of
I hate
defeats
that
the
feeling.
purpose. But I do like
Mhm.
using wipes, especially for my eye makeup, because I need a little extra something to make sure I'm getting my mascara, my eyeliner, and all of that stuff off. So I will really be interested in trying the Billie wipes, because Neutrogena has
Yeah.
kind of been the go-to so far, but I could definitely, I'm not married to it. It just has always been the brand that's worked best for me.
Yeah, I would love to have you do a comparison then.
Yeah,
just to
do
see,
a little side by side.
Yeah, totally. So if you've got full face of makeup, you do a lot of in-person events, and you're on camera a lot. So what's your go-to cleanser? I would assume you have to do more than one cleanse,
So,
right?
well, so this is why we're going to go with this one first. So this cleanser that I just got out of my FabFitFun box, you mentioned I've been a member of that. It really is. I can't give it 100% markup. The first time I used FabFitFun, I had a great time with it. I don't know if I'm going to keep it. Right now, I still have it. I do like it because it introduces me to products I wouldn't normally try. But I got a cleanser from Jelly Milk, which is spelled MYLK. I have never heard of Jelly Milk. And the reason is, so this is new to me from my spring box. And I thought, well, I'll give it a try. It's from the Cream Shop. And it's a gel consistency. It really is a jelly, but it gets into this really nice lathery foam, and it's for all skin types. What's really nice about this one is that it's a double cleanser already. So its official name is Jelly Milk Double Cleanser. It's got green tea, white water lily, rice enzyme. It's cruelty free. It's vegan free. It's cheap. It's under $10. You can get it everywhere. I didn't realize it was a drugstore find, but it is.
Oh,
And
okay.
so here's why I recommend it. If you are someone who wears makeup, the double cleanse, it is one of the only products that gets my makeup off in one take. A lot of times I'll have to go back through and do a double cleanse with products that I might like more, that are a little more moisturizing, but this one gets it all off. And I also think that you and I give a lot of recommendations for products that are for dry skin, because we both have dry skin. This, I think, would really work for everybody. It is for sensitive skin. It can be used for all skin types. It doesn't feel like it's, a crazy grease ball moisture bomb after it's done. You just feel like you have really clean skin. So I think if you are suffering with oily skin or combination skin or dry skin, I really feel like this consistency would be really nice for you. It's something I'm really glad I found, especially especially on days when I'm wearing heavier makeup, because again, I don't want to have to sit there and wash my face 5 million times before I go to bed.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm just going to go to sleep with my makeup on. So this has been really good for me. And it's been, in addition to just one wipe for my eyes, I'm pretty much done. So I do an eye makeup remover and I do this and I can go to bed and my skin feels actually clean. So I like it. Jelly Milk Double Cleanser. And again, you can get it anywhere. It's about, depending on where you go, $10. So you can't go wrong
That's
with
amazing.
that. Yeah.
Wow. That's great. And I'm not familiar with that brand either.
I had never, it's by the Cream Company. That's the name of the product. And then it's Jelly Milk Double Cleanser. So it's something that was totally new to me, but I guess is available on drugstore shelves that we just haven't seen before.
Yeah. And like you said, the FabFitFun, those boxes, the benefit is just the introduction into brands that you've, maybe not come across yet. Or like for me, I kind of only really shop for all that stuff at Sephora.
Yeah.
So if Sephora doesn't carry a brand, I'm probably not going to be that familiar with it. So that's great. I love that, being able to discover, new things like that. And you don't have to spend a lot of money.
No.
That's one thing, like I will spend money on the Augustinus Botter. I know it's like $275 for that moisturizer. It is the best moisturizer I've ever used, though. It really is incredible.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to cleanser, it washes off your face in 2 seconds.
I know.
What's the point? When someone says, "Oh, it's an $85 cleanser," why?
For what?
Half of it goes down the drain.
Right. And you're going to be putting serums on. You're going to be putting on creams. So it doesn't matter.
That's where you spend the money.
Absolutely.
You want to spend the money on the stuff that stays on your face. So yeah, I mean, I've long been a proponent of, I'm not spending a lot of money on cleansers, but if I have one, it's technically not labeled as a double cleanser,
mm-hmm.
but if I do a proper cleanse, and sometimes after the wipes, after the Billie wipes, I'll kind of go in and and do a quick pass and then do a proper cleanse before bed, because all my stuff tends to happen at night. I'm more of a nighttime routine person. One of the best cleansers, and so I've had friends who are like laughing at me with this, but it's true. The best. It's a gel and cream hybrid.
Okay.
So it's a gel cream cleanser. So it's sort of like it's literally in between probably what your jelly
full on jelly
is
until you add water to it and then it foams.
That's like full on jelly. This is a little bit in between, a little bit creamy, a little bit of a gel. It's the JLo Beauty.
You love JLo. You need to be a brand ambassador.
I know, right? I know. I bought the JLo shoes.
I got to get into it.
You, this stuff and all of her all the names of her products are like kind of named after, in the music business or whatever. So her JLo cleanser, JLo Beauty, it's called That Hit Single.
Okay.
This stuff, and I've seen her do a million videos at home, from her home. She's got it all over the shower. It's in every guest room, everything.
And it's pretty
it is that good.
Packaging, by the way, because it's got the rose gold. Yeah, it's very pretty.
It's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
It really is pretty. This stuff is incredible. I bought, I was at Sephora probably well over a year ago now, and they had the little starter kits. So they had a cleanser, the serum, and the moisturizer.
Mm-hmm.
I did not like the moisturizer. It had SPF in it, and it irritated my skin.
You said it kind of pilled, if I remember right? Right? Like it.
The daytime one did. The nighttime moisturizer, which doesn't have SPF, that was okay. That was fine. I put that on par with like Biossance or, those established brands. But to me, the standout of her line of JLo Beauty is the cream cleanser. This stuff I've used in the shower with a full face of makeup, and I've done one wash, like one pass of it. And your skin, like you said before, with the jelly cleanser, your skin just feels like it can breathe.
Right.
It just feels
clean.
It's not stripped of any oil, but it just feels really good. And I've then gotten out of the shower and grabbed a wipe just to see, all right, did I really get it all? And there's nothing left on the wipe. So I will always have a bottle of JLo Beauty in my shower because that cleanser is just incredible. The combo, if you're wearing like a lot of makeup, the combo of doing a Billie wipe first, hop in the shower, and then use the JLo Beauty, you are literally ready to go for serums and everything else. And your skin is I almost feel like it absorbs the serums and moisturizer even better after using the JLo cleanser.
Your skin's ready for it. It is. Mm-hmm.
Your skin is ready for it. And I'm telling you, it is. I know she said there were like 28 different formulations that she went through to launch JLo Beauty for this cleanser. And I can see there's a lot of effort.
Will it work for
that's
every
been
skin
put into
type, do you
it.
think, or is it more for dry skin? How would you rank it?
I've had friends try it with different skin types. My mom has tried it. She's super dry and sensitive. I've had friends try it who have oily skin, and they're like, wow, my skin feels really refreshed. I think it's just one of those universal kind of formulas that they've stumbled upon, and it's fantastic. One of the other things, because I always mention that the Environmental Working Group has the Skin Deep, that database where you can go and check to see how toxic stuff is. The JLo Beauty, because at first when I fell in love with the cleanser, I kind of went like with one eye. I was like, oh, I don't want to see the score because it's probably terrible. And it got an A rating.
Oh, that's good.
So it's vegan, cruelty-free, nothing that irritates the skin, nothing that's horrible for the environment. I mean, I don't know if that was even JLo's intention, but this stuff is just fantastic. And I've used it in all seasons. In the summer, when you're a little bit sweaty, a little bit oily, in the dead of winter, when I, was in the stages of mummification, still that saved my face. So yeah, I'm a big, big proponent of the JLo Beauty. So I would definitely recommend that one.
Well, I like
What's
that.
next on your list?
All right. So next for me, I think I told you guys, the next two actually have relations way back to Christmas.
Relations? That sounds funny.
We do this Easter week.
This
is like Christmas and Easter kind of products. Is what we're doing from Christmas to Easter. So for Christmas, I think I told you I got some MAC products, and I hadn't used new MAC products in a while.
Yeah.
We still have to do some reviews of the eyeshadow and the lipstick, which I have not told you about. But
okay, cool.
In one of the little packages, they gave me this little teeny tiny bottle of cleansing oil. And I thought, I'm going to hold on to that because I like to travel with those. If I'm doing like a weekend trip,
sure,
that's when I do a lot of my trying of products when I go away overnight, just because I take the little size with me and see if it's any good. So I brought it with me for my birthday weekend, which was a few months ago. I went to up to Santa Barbara Wine Country, and I thought I'm just going to I'll throw that in. That'll be my face wash, so I don't have to take my big bottle of stuff. I absolutely fell in love because this little wonderful bottle of cleansing oil, all you need is a little tiny dot on your hand. This thing, forget wipes, forget having to take separate eye makeup remover. If you want to travel with something and you're maybe just wanting to do a carry-on or the smallest amount possible, you got to get a hold of MAC Hyper Real Fresh Canvas Cleansing Oil. You take one little dot, and it's expensive for the full size bottle. I'm still using my sample size. That's how little you use. The big bottle.
Typically with oils, it does give you a lot. You only need a little bit.
And this is
so you can spend a little bit more on the oil because you're not going to use it that much. Yeah,
$48 at Ulta or at Macy's, wherever you buy MAC products, probably the MAC store as well. You take one little drop and you rub it in your hands and you rub it on your face, and it takes off not only your makeup and does it really well, but it also takes off your eye makeup. Even waterproof mascara, which I don't use often, but it takes off everything without needing wipes, without needing 1,000 products that you don't want to bring with you when you're just trying to pack everything into a carry-on. So this is like my go-to now. I've taken a couple of weekend trips since my birthday. I've been taking this with me everywhere. And it's great for my dry skin because the cleansing oil leaves you feeling really soft. But I would also tell you that if you are a combination skin person, not to be afraid of a cleansing oil. I think even an oily skin person, don't be afraid, because what the oil does is it breaks down all of the dirt, all of the impurities, all of the makeup, everything that needs to be broken down gets broken down, and it washes away clean. It doesn't feel overwhelmingly moisturized afterwards. You don't feel like you have a lot of surface grease on your face. It really is a great product, especially if you want to travel light. This is like my travel cleanser all the time because it does take away everything. And when you're out traveling and you're spending more time outdoors, you get a lot more dirt and pollutants on your skin. You feel it just comes right off with this oil. And it is all clean. They have sustainable packaging. So they do have all of that going for them. It's safe for sensitive skin. And they say right in the description that it's safe for eyes. So any eye makeup that you have comes right off with this cleansing oil.
Love that.
It's lazy girl makeup or makeup remover and great for traveling if you just want to travel with the small bottle of something.
I'm happy that you mentioned, because I think that you mentioned oily skin and using a cleansing oil, because I have friends I've known people who have commented, on our Beauty Pop Instagram at Beauty Pop Pod, and they've said, I have oily skin, I break out really easily.
That's right.
I don't want to use anything with oil. And that's a big mistake. And dermatologists will tell you, don't be afraid. If you have oily skin, what you said is exactly right. That oil cleanser breaks down all that dirt and grime that's normally going to probably get stuck in your
clog
pores.
You up. Yeah.
And that's going to make your skin worse. And the other mistake people make if they have oily skin is they'll go right for some, like a bar of soap or a harsh cleanser, because they feel like they need to strip the oil away.
Or extra scrubbing, which is damaging as well.
Extra scrubbing.
Aggravates all
and
that.
So if you're stripping the oil away, your body is now going to go, well, wait a minute, we're missing the oil.
Right.
And you're going to create twice as much. So that's a great tip. And I really, that's one thing that I've heard so many dermatologists say, that if you wear a lot of makeup and you're oily and you tend to be oily or combination, it's totally fine. Now you have to get the right oil cleanser.
That's right.
There are a lot out there that can be irritating. So you've got to get the right one. And I would trust a brand like MAC.
I won't even look at oily. Even when I was a teenager and had more breakouts and stuff like that, I've been really lucky not to have a ton of breakouts in my life. But when you go to the drugstore, and we all know the brands that we're talking about, the ones that say for oily skin, for acne prone skin, that tends to do exactly what you say. Strip away all the oil so you're producing that much more. It may feel like, your finger kind of bumps down your skin because it's so clean after you're done, but that means that your skin's going to work twice as hard. Pro tip on this, if you spend more time worrying about the kind of moisturizer or serum that you're using to take care of the kind of skin you have, and just get a really good solid cleanser, because as you mentioned before, you're going to get most of that off with the water. You don't have a lot of leftover residual product if you have a really good cleanser.
Yeah. So I will piggyback. I have an oil cleanser as well. I don't use it as often as the JLo cleanser, but if I am doing like a full face of makeup, what I love about this, it's Boscia, it's Makeup Breakup, and it's called Cool Cleansing Oil. It is for all skin types, has a delightful, really light fragrance to it. I don't like anything that's too perfumey. It's bad for your skin. This is it's a really good skin brand anyway. You can get it at Sephora. I don't know if it's at Ulta too. Probably. It's pretty ubiquitous at this point. And the cool thing about this is that you apply it to dry skin. So I actually have traveled with this little bottle. It's in a little pump. And so you apply it rub it on your hands, and you just smooth it on over your makeup. And then you you rub it in. So you really get it going in there. And at first you're like, what am I doing?
Exactly.
An oil slick. It's like,
it's the same
has the consistency of like olive oil.
Right.
And I'm like, oh my God, what am I doing? And the fact that like you start out with dry skin. So you just use the dry skin, your makeup goes right on it. And then once you massage it all in, you add a little bit of water, and it instantly turns into this very light lather, and just all of the makeup and impurities and everything just comes right off. And with a rinse, you don't even need a washcloth or a towel or anything. It just rinses right off. It is fantastic. It literally melts away the makeup, leaves your skin feeling really soft. I'm always big on the double cleanse. I have not had to use a double cleanse with this oil. Other oils, like Shu Uemura I used to use. There's a Shiseido oil that I've tried. I've tried a lot of the other oils. They're fine, but you are still kind of left with a little bit of a residue. This from Boscia, I have never had to go in after and do another cleanse. So that is one that I probably tend to use a little more in the winter, just because it's, it is a little bit heavier. But if you're going to an event, or if you're doing something where you find yourself wearing maybe more layers of makeup, and especially in the summertime, if you feel like you have to add powder,
right,
on top
you want to get it
makeup,
all off.
You want to get rid of all of it. This stuff is fantastic. So I want to try the MAC and see how it compares to the Boscia.
You should.
Because it's,
And you know what? I
great.
bet if you go to the MAC store, and this is another way that I love to try products. If you have a MAC store or a MAC counter at your Macy's or Nordstrom, a lot of time they're really good about giving you little samples. So if you want to try the cleansers, usually they have little bottles that they'll fill so that you can take it home before you make the commitment. And it with the facial cleansing oil, that little bottle will probably last you at least for a couple of weeks if you use it every day or if you want to travel with it. So if you are a little scared about the idea of a cleansing oil, great way to do it is ask at Sephora if it's a different product, or ask at the MAC store or the MAC counter for a sample size, because they will give them to you. All right, so the last one with the relation to Christmas, and my last cleanser that I have going on right now. So I always have like 3 cleansers for whatever needs I have.
But you kind, I mean, I do too.
One in the shower, one in the sink, one,
Yeah.
So this I will bring anywhere, and this is a product that gives me my my lust for my youth, because I remember using it a lot as a kid because my mom used to use these products a lot. But for Christmas, I got an Estee Lauder gift thing. And you will remember it, they have the pink and the blue cleansers. Remember the pink and the blue cream cleansers? I have the pink. It's called Soft Clean, Moisture Rich Foaming Cleanser. It looks like that little pink bottle. It's pretty iconic for me because my mom used to use a lot of Estee Lauder products. And so it was always in our house when I was growing up, and I used it a lot during my teenage years. And the smell is just, you open the bottle and you're like, oh, you're back home again. I mean, it's just this.
It's like me with the Biolage shampoo last week.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's like it's not overwhelming. It's not overly fragranced, but it is a little light and it's a little floral. If you want to spring up your routine and you want to feel like this product it feels to me like a springy product. But I forgot how much I love this cleanser. I have probably not used it in 15 years.
Oh, wow.
But I'm back. And I remember why I loved it so
She's
much.
She's back, everyone.
I'm back, baby.
Estee, she's back.
I'm back. This is a cream that will foam, and it foams into this moisture-rich lather. It cleans your skin. It calms your skin, which I love because I have sensitive skin like you do. It softens everything up. And just the smell is so really good. It's especially good for dry skin. So for you dry skin ladies like Victoria and like me, this is going to be really good for you. It's gentle, 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 but it does take off the makeup. I like to use this one in the morning because typically I've already taken my makeup off with whatever at night.
Oh, so this is a good morning cleanse.
So this is the one that I really kind of have near the shower. This is the one that I keep by me for my morning routine. You could use it anytime, but it's just very soft. It's very gentle. It's such a nice way to get started in the morning because it smells so good, and it's got passion flower in it. I don't know if that matters to you, but it's really, really nice. And it is not too expensive. It's in the $20 range. It's $26. A lot of times with Estee Lauder, they're in gift season. So many times you can get some kind of free gift with the purchase. So it's always good to check out your Estee Lauder counter. And those products I like to buy at the department store. You can buy Estee Lauder at Sephora. Some Sephoras you can buy Estee Lauder at Ulta.
I feel like they're limited in the range, right?
Well,
at
if
Sephora,
you go to the department stores,
limited.
They usually
then you've got the whole counter.
Well, and they usually have some sort of gift that they go on with. So
that's true.
That's why I like to buy MAC at the department store. I like to buy Estee Lauder at the department store. There are other products I like to buy at Sephora for certain reasons, but I love to get a free gift. I love to try new products. So if they give you a little something with purchase, it's always nice. But I definitely recommend this one, especially just for a good, solid, everyday cleanser, especially if you have dry skin. You won't be sorry because you really do feel very soft, very pampered. It's great for your senses, especially in the morning with that smell. Oh, it's a really nice cleanser.
And it's also important. A lot of women don't even do a cleanser in the morning. Yeah. They'll just do a water, wash. I don't really like doing just water because I don't feel like it does anything. So if I'm going to do something in the morning, I want to do a gentle cleanse, get some moisturizer going, some SPF now that we're going to be, out and about in the sun again. So that sounds like the perfect way to start the morning routine. One other thing that I have, which is kind of similar, I would like in terms of it's a nice gentle cleanse in the morning. If you use it for makeup removal purposes, I would definitely recommend a double cleanse, but it's by a brand called Juice Beauty. This is one of the kind of
I have some Juice Beauty stuff. It's good.
Juice Beauty is kind of one of those, it's really, sort of like Origins. Remember Origins when we were kids? I don't even know if Origins, I don't think it exists anymore. I think it was bought by somebody else. But Juice Beauty is all organic. I bought the cleanser at Ulta. It's not available at Sephora that I've seen. It might be online, but Juice Beauty is a really they do a lot of it's very science forward,
Mhm.
even though it's also all organic. Their cleanser is called Stem Cellular, and it's a 2-in-1 cleanser. So you get a really nice cleanse from it. Again, if you're going to try to remove makeup, do it twice. But if you wake up in the morning, you want just like a really nice, quick, refreshing wash. This is your jam. It'll also leave your skin feeling really just moisturized and ready for serums and moisturizers and the next step. And the nice thing is, because we were talking about travel a lot, the little travel size is 2 ounces, 2 fluid ounces, this has lasted me months.
But it's a good size. You can travel with
good
that
size.
Mm-hmm.
And this is, I think it's like $12 at Ulta, maybe $15 at the most. It's a really good deal. It has a really light floral scent. I think apple is something that they use a lot, like apple extract.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's a little bit of that sort of scent to it, but nothing that's harsh, good for all skin types. But that's like a good, gentle one to start your day. So that's a good one from you and from Juice Beauty. Those are, I think those are a nice way to start the day. And then did we cover all 3 of yours?
That's it. Yeah, that's all 3
right,
of mine.
I got one more.
Oh, one more. Okay.
So I got one more.
A countdown extra.
Yes. So this one was this is a company called Green Clean. Actually, no, the company is called Pharmacy. Like
FAR. Yeah.
Okay. So it's Pharmacy, and Green Clean is the name of the cleanser. This was included in one of my Allure beauty boxes, and I had seen the Pharmacy brand at Sephora, but they only had half a shelf.
It's tiny. They don't have much there. Yeah. But I've seen the brand.
They're building more products now, but these are literally, I call it farm to face. That's what they're based in Brooklyn. They source everything locally from farms in New York and like the New England area. All the ingredients come from there. It is, it's literally a green. It looks delightful. It is like a green, like sherbet kind of color.
It kind of looks to me like it should be, what do they call those things? Those granitas, or it's like with the ice, and they're always that like pastel-y green, and they look so refreshing. Ugh.
They are, yeah. The kind that you have on vacation.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Yes,
it's vacation green.
It smells so incredible. And it's a cleansing balm. And what you do, similar to a cleansing oil, it starts out as a solid. It's almost waxy. And you rub it on dry and you put it right over your makeup, and it melts into your skin. It turns into an oil. Then when you add water, it'll foam up and rinse away.
Nice.
So it's literally 3 different textures.
Yeah.
So if you're like a tactile person and you really love like a good texture, this is going to be like your new addiction. Plus you literally won't stop smelling it, because it's absolute heaven, the scent. So, and all organic. Like I said, it's, farm to face.
Right.
So if that's your
all
jam,
clean.
then totally clean. Yeah. Vegan, cruelty free.
Have you eaten it?
This is actually, oh my God, I want to. Like if I was one of those people, that disease or that disorder,
where
whatever it's
rocks.
called. Apologies if you have it. Yeah, pica.
Pica, yeah.
Yeah. So like if I had that, I would start with eating this cleanser.
Hey, at least it smells good and looks good and it's not dirt, right?
It's probably food based, right? I mean, on some level, it's probably food based, but it just smells really delightful. So again, that's not one that I would use if I didn't have a full face of makeup.
I love your review on that, because I've seen that brand before. I've been curious about it, but it is always a small offering when I've seen it at Sephora. So then I just kind of pass by it and I don't really stop.
Yeah, it's all kind of small batch. They haven't been bought by, a massive company like an Estee Lauder.
Right.
They haven't been bought by anyone yet that I know of. But it's, reasonably priced, kind of right along all the other Sephora prices, but it lasts, as you can imagine. You only need a little bit of this balm, and it just has this really cool texture, almost like candle wax.
Oh my gosh.
Like when you how like when a candle melts off the, you have a tapered candle and it melts down and it like sticks to your table and you scrape it off.
Yep.
That's how it starts.
Wow.
And
it's that thick.
With the tiniest bit of heat from your fingers, it just melts right into your skin. It's very cool. And it's, it's kind of like a little bit of alchemy. I love it.
Yeah.
It's the smell, I'm telling you, the scent. I don't even know what the scent is. It's a little bit citrusy. It's a little bit earthy. I don't even know what it is, but it's just heaven.
I gotta
It's
try
absolute
it.
heaven. Yeah. And this is a brand too that I think at Sephora they have the small like sample sizes, and which I really appreciate. I call it the gauntlet, when you're checking out of Sephora
Totally.
and you have to go through the little thing where they have all the sample
The
sizes.
last minute little minis, and you're like, ooh, I need this and that. I know.
I literally call it the gauntlet because I have to run through it because I buy everything.
It's the equivalent of the candy at the cash register at the grocery store is what it is.
Yes. This is that's my candy.
Mm-hmm.
And so I often see a lot of pharmacy stuff in those little sections. And so if you can get your hands on it, Green Clean is going to be your jam.
All right.
But again, only if you're, removing makeup. It might be a little too much if you're just doing like a morning cleanse. It might be a little too intense, but it's all good. So, wow. Now I just want to get in the shower and try out all my cleansers again.
I'll see you later. I got to go clean up.
Well, I thank you guys so much for listening. We'll have all of our products listed on our Instagram page. That is at Beauty Pop Pod. Follow Jen at Jennifer Horn Radio. Follow me, On Air Victoria. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel where there's lots of bonus content and videos and products and stuff that we talk about. And you can find us on YouTube. Just search Beauty Pop Podcast and we pop right up. And so thank you for all the comments that we're getting on YouTube. We're getting like lots of response from there, which is great. We're going to be posting video of Jen and me doing the podcast soon. And so we're getting high tech. We're just moving.
We're just fancy.
The way of the video.
I know. Look at that.
We're fancy. And then you'll get to see us actually like sniffing these. Because I always have all the products in front of me and I'm always like, if you ever hear that, it's just me, like, because I just keep sniffing everything that we have.
She's huffing again.
I am.
So embarrassing.
I don't vape. I just huff beauty products.
That's my high.
Thank you guys. Yeah, that is my high. Thank you guys so much, and we'll talk to you next week.